cemeteries. They have always been a place of comfort for me. This is the final residence of once prominent doctors in Thibodaux, Louisiana. They lived in this home. In tonight's episode, we attempt to make contact.
Hey guys, Marcus Beebe with Spirit Guides. Tonight, we are in Thibodaux, Louisiana, and we're here to check out a retired mansion turned bed and breakfast. We've heard all kinds of different things, from voices to moving objects to full apparitions. We're not sure what to expect, but we hope to have a good night. Come join us. Love the knocker. Miss Linda?
Hey, Marcus.
How are you doing?
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Come on in.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, nice to have you here.
So, Miss Linda, you wanted to tell us a little bit about this house. We came in here with the precognition that we're going to do a hunt because y'all have some experiences going on. So, tell me a little bit about the house.
Okay, so the house was built in 1845-47, and it was originally built by James and Marguerite Scuddy. It was a plantation home, sugar cane. It's changed hands, families over the years a few times.
A lot of sugar cane around
A lot
here.
of sugar cane.
Yeah, cool. Well, you said there was some history over here on the wall. Can we go look at that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, let's go take a look. So, tell me about the history. I want to know about these people right here.
Okay, so these are the doctors. Dr. Philip Dansereau, and this one's Henry Dansereau.
Okay.
And they practiced medicine in the house in the early 1840s.
Both of them were doctors?
Both of them were doctors.
They were brothers, or?
I'm not sure of the relationship between these two. They were a French-Canadian family.
French-Canadian family, okay.
Yeah, and it's reported that there's also some stories about the first cataract surgery was performed here in the house by these doctors.
First cataract surgery in the
Yeah.
United States. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Talk to me about this guy right here.
Okay, that is Hercules Dansereau.
Hercules Dansereau. It looks like he was an MD too, right?
He was.
Okay.
A lot of Dr. Dansereaus in the house.
That's interesting, interesting. And did he buy the house? Was he the one that purchased the house from the Scuddys?
I believe it was Henry.
Mr. Henry
bought it.
Okay,
yeah.
so Mr. Henry got the house from the Scuddys. Okay, and here's a really, really cool picture. It looks like it was still a farm back in the day.
Yes.
Plantation?
Yeah, that's a really old photo. And then this was one of the bill of sales, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay. Super, super cool.
So this is Jean Dansereau, the daughter of Philip.
Philip, that fella right
Scott.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I think you got something you want to show me in the other room, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's walk that way. I see 202 here, and on the nameplate it says La Chambre Rose. Yeah?
We call it the Rose Room.
This is the Rose Room.
Yes.
A lot of experience in here.
We have had a few complaints or comments about the Rose Room.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about that. Tell me about it.
So let's go and
Let's
take
go
a look.
inside. Okay, so we're in the Rose Room, and it's this beautiful pink rose quartz color. That's nice. So, tell me, who's had experiences in here?
There were a few. So one gentleman came in for business. He was staying in one of the other rooms. But he was sharing his story of the paranormal with me, about his life and things that had happened when he was younger. And so I said, really? I said, well, you might be interested in the Rose Room. And he said, sure. So I brought him here, and he waited outside of the door. He didn't want to step inside. So I stepped inside and showed him the room, but he didn't come in. And I said, well, don't you want to come in? And he goes, no. And I said, really? I said, this is the room I'm telling you about. And he goes, no, I don't want to go in. He goes, don't you feel that? And he touched his chest. I said, no, I don't feel anything. He goes, I feel very heavy. I don't want to go in. And that was it.
Heavy.
Heavy feeling in his chest, and he was starting to get a little uncomfortable.
That makes me a little uneasy.
While shooting in the Rose Room, something grabbed Josh's ear in between shots, and no one was around him.
There's another floor to this place.
Yes,
And up there, I think you told me that there's 2 bedrooms.
correct.
And
2 large suites.
one of those suites has had some interesting things happening.
Yes.
Can we go look at that place?
Sure, let's go.
Let's go. All right, so this room has a name. What's it called?
Yes, this is the Governor's Family Suite.
The Governor's Family Suite. It's huge. This whole place is massive. In this room, you said that you know of, I think, a female?
Yes.
Who has had some experiences here.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
It was a young lady and her husband. They were sleeping over. She said she was awakened in the night by a touch, and then a voice, a childlike voice, spoke to her.
Wow.
And she looked over at her husband, and he was sleeping. And she said, "I wasn't dreaming. I know what I felt and heard." So,
Josh, I nominate you to get touched tonight. I nominate you. He likes that.
oh,
So behind you is a door with some stairs that I see. It looks like an attic.
Yes.
But you're telling me there's something above the attic. Yeah?
Yes.
What's that called?
it's called the cupola.
Cupola.
And the story is that the doctor would sit up in the cupola at night and look around the city for any lights, which would mean it would signal that someone needed his assistance.
Fantastic. That's a really old-fashioned way of
Definitely.
getting a phone call.
Right?
That's
That's
what
the
I'm talking
911
about.
candlelight.
I love it. All right. Well, let's take a trip
Sure.
up there.
Come on, let's go.
So this is where the doctor came and said, and I'm sure he had probably maybe a brandy, maybe a coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could just see him sitting up here like that, just looking around.
A lot of windows up here. A lot of windows. You can see the whole town from up here. That is
Yes.
awesome. So I've never heard a story about anything like this. That's a super, super cool story.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are excited to get started.
I'm excited for you.
Let's do it.
Come on.
You ready, Josh?
Let's do it.
Let's rock.
All right, guys, we're about to go upstairs in the complete dark. We're heading up to the cupola.
As Josh and Paul make their way to the cupola, Josh has an experience he was not expecting.
What just happened to you?
Weird. I don't know.
What just happened to you?
It's weird. I felt like going up the stairs, I felt like they were pinching me around on the ass. On my right ass cheek, right at the bottom.
They get you, man.
Turn around, show me where.
Right there.
Fantastic.
Okay, this is creepy considering we're fixing to go up into the attic. These stairs are very small. We're going to go up here to the cupola and we're going to see what we can see. I'm kind of excited. You can see the whole city.
I can see all four of them from here.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Cool. All right, I'm going up the rickety stairs of doom in the night. If I fall, y'all will see it on tape. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to turn infrared off. Look at that. Thibodaux, Louisiana. Now, Linda, the innkeeper, said this house was built in 1845. And it was a sugarcane plantation.
While filming through the window in the cupola, Paul's camera catches a blue light that we can't explain. Normally, we could write this off as just camera flare. However, it is followed by what appears to be a blue orb that comes towards his camera and then fades away before it hits the window.
What they're saying is the doctor would sit up
Watch
there
again
looking at
in
that
slow
wall.
motion and tell us what you think. After Paul and Josh have made their presence known in the cupola, they set up for an S-Box session, and the results are very interesting.
This is called an S-Box. This will circulate through radio frequencies, and a ghost or a spirit, whatever you want to use to call them, you can ask questions, and if they want to, they can communicate back through you through the radio waves. So now I'm going to scan through it, and we'll ask questions.
Almost immediately, we seem to get answers.
So, is there anybody up here with us?
Listen again with the volume enhanced. We hear yes. After a few more questions, we get a very clear yes when asked if anyone was with us.
Is there anybody up here with us?
Listen again with the volume enhanced.
Is there anybody up here with us? Is there somebody here? Did you say yes?
Again, we heard a yes from what sounds like the same woman.
Is there somebody here? Did you say yes?
One final piece of evidence we got in the cupola was this recording. We hear a name. It sounds to us like Simone. Do you hear the same thing we do?
What is your name?
While we couldn't hear it at the time, listening to the recording, whenever the name came up, it was important to us because Brandy, the medium, and our guest investigator in Bossier City came to join us, and she found someone by that name in one of the rooms.
Go over wherever you're pulled.
I felt it the first time. It's exactly right here. Yeah. This is what I see, like her standing here looking that way.
Are you talking about Simone?
Yeah. That's the vision I've seen over and over and over.
And then, a few moments later, Tracy, our guest investigator of the night, films Brandy telling us a little bit more about Simone's history.
This is where you said you felt Simone.
Yes. Where I saw her. Even the color of the bed like. It's so like, it's so intense what she's telling me that I don't even want to like say it out loud. Like it's inappropriate.
What?
Like what happened to her was inappropriate. She's like, she's stuck and I don't want to say it out loud.
Oh.
You know?
After leaving the cupola, Paul and Josh spent some time on the 3rd floor.
See what's going on. That wasn't you?
Did you hear it?
I heard something.
Something slapped something over here. Oh, I just got chills.
I got chills just because we didn't know what that was. Oh, I know what it was. Backpack fell.
Why though?
I put it around the bedpost
Uh-huh.
and it slid down.
Oh.
I put one strap around the bedpost. Okay.
While watching the static cams later, Paul saw what he thought could be orbs, and Josh went to investigate. And while he could not debunk these orbs as bugs or dust, when we watched the static cam afterwards, we noticed something came through the doorway with him. Could this be Simone that we heard from all night? Watch again in slow motion and let us know what you think. I went to help Josh, and together we could not debunk the orbs. But when we watched the footage back, our camera's audio caught something that we could not hear.
Dude, my shin ate this couch a second ago.
Since y'all walked in there, I have not seen anything flying around.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Well, I did whenever you were in here.
Did you hear that? Listen again. Right after Josh says, "Well, they like me," something says, "Get out of here." In the morning hours, we came to check on a mirror that we had found to have smudges on it after we had passed by the first time and it was clean. While we found no new smudges, if you'll watch the static camera, when Josh picks up the periscope, he walks away, and when he comes back, it appears that someone or something may be standing next to him. As the night wore on, we continued to capture evidence. In the camera's audio, we hear what can only be described as a moaning sound. Do you? Some of our final evidence of the night was an S-Box session Paul had on the 3rd floor.
Is there anyone in here with me? Can you come out and say hi?
We get an answer of no through the S-Box, but the recorder picked up a very clear "I'm watching you" by a female voice. Listen again with the volume enhanced.
Is there anyone in here with me? Can you come out and say hi?
Listen again.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Tracy. He drove down here from Shreveport last night to come and help us investigate. Our guest investigator, Mr. Tracy.
Hi.
How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me down here, Marcus.
Absolutely.
We had a great time here. This place is a phenomenal property. There's definitely energy in this house.
Yes.
I felt one. His name is David. David that took care of the property. He's in this house.
And you're an empath, right?
I'm an empath.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last night.
It comes and it goes sometimes,
Yeah,
but that was strong. It's like a message. It's like a feeling I get. And I decode the message, and the message said, "My name is David, and I took care of this property."
That's awesome.
That was one that was upstairs on the 3rd floor.
This house is beautiful, right?
It's absolutely, it's as advertised beautiful. It is very pretty.
Gorgeous, gorgeous house. The property, the grounds, everything is beautiful. The innkeeper, Miss Linda, is phenomenal. She took such good care of us last night.
And it's very comfortable too. It's very comfortable and cozy and warming, but it's spooky at times.
Yeah, it is a little bit spooky.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, man, I am so glad you came and met with us and helped us out. We sure do appreciate it. And I'm glad you got some good experiences last night.
Oh man, had great experiences. I learned a lot about ghost hunting from you last night, and the equipment and the how you do it, how you go and film, and I'm overwhelmed, impressed.
That's excellent.
You all did good.
Well, Tracy, thank you so much again.
Thanks for having me.
Hopefully in the future we can have you again.
Absolutely, bud.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good deal.
While our time in Thibodaux was amazing, we walk away with more questions than we came with. Who is Simone? What was following Josh all night? And where is the doctor? Perhaps he was simply on a house call.